Hi guys, I hope you all are well today. So today I'm going to be talking about how I created this render, this one over here. Even though it may seem a lot of complex, it may seem complicated, but it is actually a lot easier than you think. You've seen like all these social medias online on how they can make it like so beautifully, so complex, and sometimes it makes us feel down. But today I'm going to be showing my strategies on how I do it by making this render, so you don't have to worry about it and you can implement it on your own if you want to, about materials and everything. So let's go to my steps. So there are actually 8 steps that I did, but the last one is optional, but I'm going to explain about this more. So number one is I model the building and interior in SketchUp. So let's go back to number one. Well, actually, can you see? First, what I did is I modeled the interior. You might not be able to see properly, but I modeled the walls, the floor, the desk, etc. Excuse me. So I modeled these first to get the baseline of my interior. It doesn't have to be complex, so it's just like foundational line to add more detailing. I even added the ceilings and everything before adding materials. So make sure to add and draw. It would be better if you already know your floor plans, but I did it from scratch. And yes, so basically just make the interior or exterior very simple before you add detailing in SketchUp. Number two, I modeled my own furniture, or I got them from 3D Warehouse. So for those of you who doesn't know what SketchUp 3D Warehouse is, so 3D Warehouse is a extension where you can get 3D models for free, and you can import it into SketchUp. So it saves you time for modeling your own things. But obviously, I know how to model some furniture on my own. Obviously, I'm still learning every day. Everybody's learning every day. If you don't learn, you don't earn. So one of my that's my that's one of my tips. And yeah, so if you want to save time, you can use 3D Warehouse, but don't use it all the time. Otherwise, if you rely on 3D Warehouse, then you might not increase flexibility. For example, let's say like maybe you can get like these one from 3D Warehouse, so that is good. It's okay just as a starter, but you have to understand how to model, how to create curves, etc. If you understand how this works, then it will make your modeling life and your rendering life much easier. Then, oops, number three, I added textures and materials to SketchUp before opening a rendering software. So in order to make renders, you have to know your materials inside and outside. You have to know it. If you don't know your materials, then what's the point making renders then? You have to know the renders, materials of the floor, ceilings, walls, even the windows, decorations, even the desk, lighting, everything. So make sure you add the colors, add materials of what you like. Make sure it covers every single wall, every single ceiling, even the chairs as well, even the furniture, everything. So when it comes to renders, it will make it much easier. So make sure you add materials in SketchUp before you're opening any rendering software like Lumion, DFI Render, Twinmotion, V-Ray, etc. Number four, I synced and imported my SketchUp model to Lumion. So there's a free extension that you can get from not 3D Warehouse, but Extension Warehouse. You can get for free. That's called Live Lumion Sync, something like that. It's free. So whenever you move the SketchUp model around, if you orbit them around, Lumion will automatically copy that, change that as well, follows whatever you do. Yes. And then number 5, I edited materials, reflectivity, weather, etc. in Lumion. Now, this is the part where it can make or break your renders. Let me give you an example. Obviously, you first have to make your renders. Obviously, you first have to make your materials in SketchUp first before you do renders. Now, you can edit materials in Lumion only if you added materials in SketchUp. So you cannot, let's say if I leave the floor blank and then add some materials, then it's going to affect everything. So it would be better to add anything, maybe like wood or red color or maybe pink color. I'll just give you an example there. So you can just select that pink or whatever floor you want. Then you can edit any materials. You can import materials into Lumion. You can make it realistic and everything. Now, reflectivity in weather. So make sure if it's a night render, then make sure it's night. If it's day, then make sure it's day. Now, about the reflectivity, you can see, oh, it won't let me zoom in, but maybe you can see just a bit here, reflectivity of these lamps. You can see it here to make it more realistic. Now, this is what I want to tell you about. If you study how materials work in the real world, you will know how to make realistic renders. Let me give you an example. Let's say I got my phone here. Can you see that my phone is reflective? It's made of glass, right? If you know how to make, if you understand how the world works with materials and reflectivity and everything, right? You can see my webcams over there. But again, if you know how the world works, with materials and reflectivity, I promise you, you will make realistic renders. Let me give you an example. That's my wallet, right? It's not too reflective, but you can see it's made of leather, right? Bit shiny, bit leather. If you understand these materials, it will make your render so much easier and so much realistic. So studying the water, studying the grass, studying even when it's raining or snowing or sunny, everything. If you know how to do it, you are already ahead of the game. Just listen to my advice. Now, number 6, I converted the image into PNG or JPEG files. So this is what in Lumion, whatever the files you want to import before you can edit the materials. I think that's kind of like you can save like depth, normal, specular, lighting, something like that, etc. So make sure you save all these files so you can edit them later in Photoshop. And then number 7, I use Photoshop for post-production. You don't have to do that, but it's optional, but it will be better to make it nice and fancy so that it will be very useful for putting into your portfolio and into your marketing purposes, like maybe real estate, etc. So that will be very good for the final part of the presentation. Okay, and the last part, you don't absolutely have to do this. You're using AI tools. So using AI can only be used to finalize the render. If you use AI to create renders for you or create models for you, there will be a loss of connection between you and the one that you created, because that's not realistically yours. If you can see, you can really feel and deep the connection of this image because I made them myself. Okay, but using the AI tools that I use is just to enhance the image, to make the image more clearer and brighter. That's it, not anything else. So yeah, these are the exact steps that I use for all my renderings and models. And please have a go, just try your best. Make sure that you do it maybe every day or maybe once a week or twice a week to get fluence. So yeah, I think that's it for today. So if you like this video, please put a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have any questions, I will put down a link to my Instagram page. You can ask me any questions, or if you want any help, you can always let me know. And yeah, thank you very much, and have a nice day.